Hello, and welcome to the Wolves on Marshall Street Importance of Fat in the Diet presentation. Let's just jump right in. Just as you can be thought of as an assortment of atoms or a walking, talking bag of water, you can also be viewed as a collection of three major types of large biological molecules: carbohydrates, such as sugars, lipids, such as fats, and proteins. But all we will be discussing today is lipids, better known as fats. When it comes to diet, fats have a bad reputation. Some of this is understandable because certain types of fat, saturated and trans fats, and the fat-like substance cholesterol play a major role in cardiovascular disease, diabetes, cancer, and obesity. Dietary fat, also known as fatty acids, can be found in foods from both plants and animals. Certain fats have been linked to negative effects on heart health, but others have been found to offer significant health benefits. Fat is as essential to your diet as protein and carbohydrates are in fueling your body with energy. Certain bodily functions also rely on the presence of fat. For example, some vitamins require fat in order to dissolve into your bloodstream and provide nutrients. Eating fat-free can lead to health problems. Specifically, it can lead to vitamin deficiencies. That's because some vitamins require fat to be absorbed into the body and to do their jobs, which include providing energy, keeping cells functioning, and supporting the immune system for a start. Vitamins are essential, which means fats are essential too. Dietary fat, which comes from the food you eat, is crucial to the absorption of the fat-soluble vitamins, which includes vitamin A, D, K, and E. Water-soluble vitamins B and C don't need fat. Vitamin A is essential for good vision. Vitamin D for bone health, K for blood clotting, and E for limiting the formation of harmful free radicals. Without an adequate amount of fat in your diet, your body is unable to effectively absorb the fatty soluble vitamins that are essential to your health. Though make sure your consumption of fat is in the category of monounsaturated and polyunsaturated, because the excess calories from eating too much fat of any type can lead to weight gain, especially the consumption of saturated and trans fats, which also increase your cholesterol, as I've said previously. All foods and oils contain a mixture of fatty acids, but the predominant type of fat they contain is what makes them good or bad. Let's start with bad fats. Two types of fats are bad. Saturated fat and trans fat have been identified as potentially harmful to your heart. Most of the fats that contain these types of fats are solid at room temperature, such as butter, margarine, shortening used in pastries, beef or pork fat. Both saturated and trans fat should be avoided or eaten very sparingly. Saturated fats, this type of fat is primarily animal-based and is found in high-fat meats and dairy products. Some typical sources of saturated fats include fatty cuts of beef, pork, and lamb, dark chicken meat and poultry skin, high-fat dairy foods, such as whole milk, butter, cheese, sour cream, and ice cream, tropical oils, coconut oil, palm oil, and cocoa butter, and lastly, lard. Excessive saturated fat has been shown to increase blood cholesterol levels and low-density lipoprotein, LDL levels, which can increase your risk for heart disease and possibly type 2 diabetes, especially when combined with a diet high in refined carbohydrates. Next, we're going to talk about trans fats. Short for trans fatty acids, trans fat appears in the food that contain partially hydrogenated vegetable oils. These are the worst fats for you. You might find trans fats in fried foods, french fries, donuts, deep-fried fast foods, margarine, stick, and tub, vegetable shortening, baked goods such as cookies, cakes, and pastries. Lastly, processed snack foods, crackers, and microwave popcorn. Like saturated fat, trans fat can raise LDL cholesterol, also known as bad cholesterol. Trans fat can also suppress high-density lipoprotein, HDL levels, or good cholesterol. Trans fat, therefore, can raise your heart disease risk threefold higher than saturated fat intake. Next, we're going to be talking about good fats. Monounsaturated fat and polyunsaturated fat are considered more heart-healthy fats, which you should include in your diet in moderation. Foods that primarily contain these healthier foods tend to be liquid when they are at room temperature, such as vegetable oil. Monounsaturated fats, this type of healthful fat, is present in a variety of foods and oils. Research has consistently shown that eating foods that contain monounsaturated fat can improve your blood cholesterol levels, decrease your risk of cardiovascular disease. These foods include nuts such as almonds, cashews, peanuts, pecans, vegetable oils such as olive oil, canola oil, and peanut oil, peanut butter and almond butter, and lastly avocado. Polyunsaturated fats, plant-based foods, and oils are the primary source of this fat. Like monounsaturated fat, polyunsaturated fat can decrease your risk of heart disease by lowering blood cholesterol levels. A certain type of this fat, called omega-3 fatty acids, have been shown to be particularly beneficial for your heart. Omega-3s not only appear to decrease the risk of coronary artery disease, but also may help lower blood pressure levels and guard against irregular heartbeats. The following types of fatty fish contain omega-3 fatty acids: salmon, herring, sardines, and trout. You can also find omega-3s in flaxseed, walnuts, and canola oil, although these contain a less active form of the fat than fish do. In addition to omega-3 fatty acids, you can find polyunsaturated fat in the following foods, which contain omega-6 fatty acids: tofu, roasted soybeans and soy nut butter, walnuts, seeds such as sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, and sesame seeds, vegetable oils such as corn oil, safflower oil, sesame oil, soybean oil, and sunflower oil. Lastly, soft margarine, liquid or tub, non-hydrogenated. Healthier fats are an important part of your diet, but it's still crucial to moderate your consumption of them because all fats are high in calories. Try replacing unhealthy fats with healthy fats when possible. First, work on reducing foods in your diet that are high in saturated fat and trans fat. Then make an effort to incorporate foods that contain monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. It's a strategy that will help your heart and improve your quality of life. Now, we've got through all of, the boring stuff. We're going to play a game. It's called Which Food Has More Fat? So first we have plain whole milk yogurt and bacon. So between the two of these, which do you think has more fat? The answer is plain whole milk yogurt. When Greek yogurt is made with whole milk, a serving 1 cup has more fat than a serving of 2 slices of bacon. Though bacon is still unhealthy and Greek yogurt is still better for overall health. Next we have Dijon mustard and honey mustard. Which do you think has more fat? The answer is honey mustard. Honey mustard is fattier than Dijon mustard. A tablespoon of full-fat honey mustard has about 6 grams of fat, while a tablespoon of Dijon mustard has less than 1 gram. Next we have chicken breast and salmon. Which do you think has more fat? The answer is salmon. A serving of plain roasted Atlantic salmon, 3 ounces, contains 7 grams of fat, while 1 serving of plain chicken breast, 3 ounces, contains less than 3 grams. That may seem like a lot of fat in 1 serving of salmon, but remember, fish provide good fat that prevents heart disease and improves cholesterol levels. Next we have feta cheese and cheddar cheese. Which do you think has more fat? The answer is cheddar cheese. A 1 ounce serving of cheddar cheese has about 9 grams of fat compared with a 1 ounce serving of feta cheese, which has about 6 grams of fat. Low-fat cheddar cheese cuts the fat content to about 2 grams per ounce. Next we have peanut butter and jelly. Which do you think has more fat? The answer is peanut butter. 1 tablespoon of smooth, salt-free peanut butter is more than 8 grams of fat. Most of it is healthy monounsaturated fat. Jelly has 0 fat per gram. Our last slide of the game, you have avocado and medium donuts. What do you think has more fat? The answer answer is avocado. A whole avocado contains 29 grams of fat compared to a medium-sized sugar or glazed donut that has about 10 grams of fat. As I have stated before, don't forget that avocados contain good monounsaturated fat like salmon. Well, that brings us to the end. Thank you for playing the game with me, and thank you for watching my educational video about why fats are important to your diet. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. I will be sure to get back to you quickly. Have a great rest of your day.